3, 2, 1. You're listening to Latino Living,
Hola a todos, welcome back to Latino Living,
a podcast about the lives of Latinos in Louisiana.
Okay, done. Cut the camera.
Este podcast es parte de HSJA at Northwestern State University.
Hola. Hola.
During each episode, we will share with you topics that affect las vidas de Latinos in este corner of the state.
My name is Alison Flores. I'm your technical director and your editor.
I'm Natalie Matthews, your assistant producer.
I'm Juliana Nobles, your social media director.
I'm Matiari Perez, your set design coordinator.
I'm Valentina Pock, your marketing coordinator.
I am Isabel Juarez, your co-host and co-producer.
I'm Lia Portillo, your host and producer. And this is Latino Living, un podcast para todos. That's a lot of work, man.
Hola a todos, welcome back to Latino Living,
Y bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio.
and welcome to a new year, 2025. What?
Hey, happy Valentine's Day.
And all of the celebrations that we forgot. But yeah, as you may already know, I'm Lia Portillo, your host.
And I'm Isabel Juarez.
And today we have a special topic for you guys, un tema that I think a lot of you will be able to relate to. Do you want to tell us about it, Isa?
So today's topic is Latino Enough. And I think that kind of explains it. That kind of foreshadows what we kind of talked about. But yeah, do you think you're Latina enough just because you moved to a new country? Do you think you fit the mold of Latina? How does this make you feel?
And why are we even talking about this? Well, because a lot of Hispanics are coming into the U.S. and we're sort of trying to explore our identities. And for those of us that were immigrated whenever we were younger to the U.S. or that were born here, connecting with your roots, tus raíces, can be something that's very complicated. And so sometimes we have these societal expectations to fit a certain box or fit a certain type of Latina, if you will, or Latino, or Latine, Latinx, lo que tú quieras. But anyways, that's why we decided that this topic would be very important to talk about. And
Let us know if you guys like it in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel and follow us on our Instagram at hja.initially. And yeah, so we hope you guys take a lot from this episode, and we hope you guys like the new guests that we have, and definitely show them some love. So yeah, we hope you guys enjoy.
so today we have with us Lluvia, Guillot.
Hi guys, I'm Lluvia Guillot. I'm from Honduras. I'm a student at NSU and I major in elementary education with a minor in Spanish.
And then our other guest is Valeria and Mendieta.
Hi guys, I'm Valeria Mendieta. I'm an international student from Colombia and I'm majoring in business administration and minor in CIS.
So today's topic is about being Latino, Latina, Latine enough, lo que tú quieras, however you want to identify. We love it here. We love diversity. But yeah, so have you guys ever felt not Latino enough, or what does that term mean to you?
Okay, so when I just came here at NSU, I wonder that cultural change made me feel more Latina, because with all my friends that I make here, I'm happy showing them my culture, our Latino culture, our food, our songs, like everything that feel us comfortable. And I'm a person that I like to show people my culture, to show people how we feel, and to show people what home is.
I think for me, okay, so I was adopted, so it felt like my family is white and probably like the whitest people ever. Sorry, Mom. But it's like when I'm at home, I don't feel that much Latina, since, like food is different, culture is different. And sure, like we laugh and we have like the same morals and things like that. But it's a little different. So growing up in high school, like church was very white, and then school was very from Mexico and Honduras and all the other places. So it felt like school I was Latina, and then at home I wasn't. So it was this almost Hannah Montana thing. I tell people, I was like, at church they know me, at school they don't. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say I would say I don't feel sometimes Latina enough, but not in a bad way, but just in I don't know certain things about my culture and songs and food, and so I don't know.
No, I feel you. I feel like sometimes I'm like not Latina enough. And my friends love to remind me that by correcting my Spanish, but it's okay. It's okay. I've accustomed to the fact that neither in Spanish nor in English I will like have a perfect pronunciation or acento. So I just I don't know. I just deal with it, and I'm like, okay. But what about you, Isa?
For me, I think like Lluvia said it, like it's the best of both worlds. So sometimes like you feel like Hannah Montana, like you're living two different lives. And for me, it was like Lluvia, but backwards. Like in school, everybody was white. I was the only Hispanic one. And then whenever I was like home and at church, everybody was Hispanic. And it is like such a shocker. You don't realize how that really affects how you grow up and how you see yourself and the standards that you put yourself or that other people hold you to. And I don't feel Latina enough sometimes, especially like whenever I go back home, I'm like, oh my God. And then my accent completely changed as well. So in both languages, we correct each other, you guys. Like we don't know what we're talking. We don't even know what language we're like talking at one point. So yeah, it affects like our mental health and how we see ourselves and even how we view others and all of these things. So yeah, how do you guys deal with it like mentally?
I don't know. I think in high school, I was trying to figure out, trying to balance it out. And it's like, okay, I'm not 100% American. Okay, I am American, but you know what I mean.
Guys, she's American.
But it's like, I'm not 100% of each. I'm like a mixture of it. Like, it was weird and kind of like, okay, trying to deal with it and trying to like, okay, what does it mean? But then I just, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna forget words y digo cosas super random y cosas como de todos los idiomas del mundo, pero sabe.
Whatever works.
Tengo que pensarlo. No sé.
That's why we have a sticker that says we speak fluent in English, guys. Because that's literally what we speak. But Valeria, for you it's a little different.
Yes.
Acabas de llegar. You're trying to bring your culture in. How is the reception? ¿Cómo la gente recibe tu cultura?
Okay, so in Colombia, we love greeting people. We love making people feel like in house, in home, and we love being happy, like having that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came here, most of the people was like, but you're always happy, you're always with good vibes, you're always like feeling everything is gonna be okay. And that's how my culture where I grew up is. So more than mentally, I think it's like you have to adapt to that cultural change and just hacerlo fluir. Like if you're gonna struggle like, oh no, I hate this culture, I don't like Americans, it is what it is, you're here, you have to adapt with food, you have to adapt with culture, with music, I talk about parties, so you have to adapt to American parties, you have to adapt to the educational system, you have to adapt to everything, so just have good vibes, that's how I deal with my mental health. Have good vibes, make it feel like okay, and if you always think that everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay, because what you think is what happened. So yes.
Speaking of parties or like gatherings, guys. I think it's really interesting because like it's such a weird culture shock. Because growing up in southern Louisiana, once I moved to Honduras, obviously I was 9, so I wasn't going to parties. So I don't have that experience that other like Hondurans have. Of like I don't know like the night scene of Honduras y todo eso. But like going to even like just family gatherings, you have like some threads that you can connect with people with. But I also don't think even though I like growing up here, I also don't think I'm still accustomed to all of the US gatherings because like from Thanksgiving to Christmas is 2 different vibes. from Easter.
Halloween too.
There's Halloween.
Completely different.
Like all of these different celebrations are also different. So I still never even feel American enough. And now I can say that too. Also, it's like a bicultural inside joke because of the connotations of English and Spanish and the way that we're making up words in both of them.
Spanglish.
I'm telling you, that's basically what we're talking. That's what this podcast is. Whenever we feel like lo decimos en español, en lo que sea, ¿no? But I think one of the hardest thing for me though is that because I tend to hang out with more Mexicans or Colombians than Hondurans. I do try to adapt their language, and I like not the language because we all speak Spanish, but like their different like words that they say. But also like gets people confused because they're like, so what are you?
Yes.
And I think it's different because Colombia has such a distinct, different dialects and different accents.
Yeah, depending on the region. So,
for example, you tell us about your region.
Okay, I was born in Bogota, that is the capital of Colombia, but I grew up in Pereira, that it's like the zona cafetera of Colombia. So I have like also two different personalities because, you know, in Colombia, in Bogota, the capital, you're like more businesswoman, you go to work, you make relations, and in Pereira, it's more like being social, helping people, being nice with people. So I have those two different personalities too. And when I came here, I met a lot of people of Cartagena. So it's like acquiring a new culture, you know, in my culture, with their words, with their food, with their music. And as you said, I have learned new words, and they are my new favorite words because I say it all the time because I've been spending like most of the time with them. And here we're just like six people from where am I? So beyond 20, 30 Colombians, and most of them are from Cartagena. So that's why, you know, you acquire like words, cultural things, you know, about other regions from your same country. And that's what I like of that like cultural exchange. It's really cool.
I think you're a great mix though, of just like businesswoman and having like socially friendly.
You know, you can be like Barbie, whatever you want. Being social, business, CIS, communication.
We like Ferreira over here.
But yeah, and then I think with different accents also like come different people, different types of people. And then here at the US, I think they have like a very, not to say fake image, but it's like an image that's ingrained into like every single American people of how a Hispanic person should look like, how a Latina should look like, you know, like
it's like everybody's Mexican.
We were sold this idea that Latinas are like, you know, have curves, long hair, dark hair, beautiful, like naturally, like it's just like it's exotic. This is so, and then whenever like for me, I don't fit those stereotypes at all. Like I'm like, who? That's not me. But I'm still Latina, and I still feel Latina enough. But those stereotypes definitely like affected me because I'm like, why don't I look like them? Why don't I fit this description that, you know, I was meant to fit, I guess, said by society. And it's like, oh, well, no, I don't look like them.
Also the trend that is like Latina makeup, and it's all like this like, and I was like, you will never catch me wearing that. And not because I don't like it, but it's just, you know, it doesn't fit your features.
Yeah, it's like, it's not something that's supposed to fit everybody. And I think this is something that we have to like, I don't know, like de-socialize for?
Yeah, because I feel like everyone thinks like they have this, like you're saying, like they have this picture of what a Latina es, cómo se mira y toda esa cosa. Pero al final del día, at the end of the day, we have so many different cultures within Latin America. If we look in like Central America, half of them are from indigenous cultures. A Latina looks very different depending on like their historical background. You know, the colonization with the Spanish and that thing happened. And so there's like different there's the different ways in that Latinas look. But to be fair, I also had that stereotype about Americans because when I was here, I was expecting like a blonde, like
Blue
everyone blonde, blue eyes.
Yes.
Yes, I was like, you're American? You don't speak Spanish? Why are you talking to me in English? I don't understand you. Like, you don't look like an American.
Because you get comments. Like, I was told once that you were like, oh my god, you have a lot of Spaniard features. You get a lot of crazy comments like that. Like, oh, you're Latina, really? Like, but like, I get it. We also do the same with other people who don't fit like those like stereotypes. And so, I don't know, what would be the healthiest way to like conceptualize? We also do this to other people who are from different cultures or they're also like American, but they don't look American. So we're like, oh my god, what the heck? And I also don't know what would be like the best way to like go about this topic and like educate people like, oh my god, no, not everyone looks the same. Which I feel like over time that has gotten better thanks to social media platforms, and we're seeing like different sides of the world that we would never see. And like we're getting more diversity in big screens and all these big platforms. I think that's helped a lot. What do you guys think?
It came to mind how I was talking to you once about this. Jenny Ortega. So, la gente decía como like, you're not Latino enough because, sometimes, she's white, but she has like parents that. So it's the whole thing of like social media does help, but there's also people where like you have to fit certain, and it could be our own people too that can like, no, if you don't qualify for this, this, you're not allowed to be Latino. So it shouldn't be like that.
I think sometimes it is us. Like, it's not so much of an American audience that is like, oh my god, you're not Latina enough. If we tell them like, hey, I speak Spanish, or like, hey, my parents from there, like, oh, okay, you're Hispanic. But if we are our own people that are like, are you Hispanic? I don't think you're Hispanic. Or I don't think you're Latina enough because you don't do this or you don't do that, or you don't know how to cook Hispanic Latina food. Like, sometimes we make those jokes, but I think those jokes can be harmful whenever we're like oversaying them and we're over like actually meaning these jokes. Because like then it doesn't like then after someone tells me like, hey, you're wrong, then I was like, okay, whatever. I just don't want to do anything. And so I think that's like what's harmful. I sent Isa a video about this Hispanic or Spanish speaking platform that was talking about this and how we often are the ones that are putting the pressure in ourselves. And I think that happens with any community where you put the pressure in ourselves and then we kind of like exile ourselves from each other, and we shouldn't do that. So how do you guys think that people could better invite others
Into breaking the mold.
Exactly.
Okay, I think that when I came here, I realized that people do not know, like, we are Latinas, because when you greet somebody, it's like, okay, I'm from Colombia, I'm from Honduras, I'm from Mexico, I'm from Argentina, You don't say, like, I'm Latina. So I think it's like fitting into a group that you have to fit, because when you fill like a form, it says like, are you white, are you Hawaiian, are you Latino, are you Hispanic? So it's like, okay, I'm from Colombia. In my case, I'm from Colombia, so I think that I'm Latino, So like when I came here, I really realized that I was Latina. And I'm feeling like enough Latina being here because it's like what I just mentioned, like fitting in that group and making people like show our culture, realize our culture, and realize that we all are different. So it's not like America, because regarding about crazy comments, there are like just, can you teach me some Spanish, Colombian language? And I'm like, okay, we all speak Spanish. It's not Colombian language, Mexican language, So, like, taking out that stereotype will be like feeling like all Latinos, it's like kind of a community that it's growing here in the US and in NSU, that we all feel like in family. I don't know if it's just in my case, when you hear somebody talking Spanish, you're like, oh, where are you from? Why do you came here? Are you from Colombia? Are you from Honduras? Does your family live here? Like, you want to know more. So that make us Latinos and make us grow as a community and make us like feel in home, you know, like I think that being Colombian, being Latino, being Mexican, being Honduran, it's like helping each other. Like, you know, you have this problem, I want to help you, or just a simple message like, when you arrive home, text me, or be safe, or tell me how was your day, you know, like a culture adaptation that I think I have logrado with my friends, because, you know, it's not normal to ask them about their day, just only if you are there, know ya. So it's like, I regard again the word, really interesting cultural adaptation and going out from that stereotype of being Latino. More than being Latino, it's like being a community that is growing and showing like all the American culture that we are different, they can learn from us, we can learn from them, and we can just like exchange cultures.
Okay, so do you think that having a community, like a Latin American community, is important, especially right now? Like, or do you think it should just be individualized? Like, people shouldn't know us by being Latinos or Hispanics. They should know us by being Honduran or Mexican or Colombian.
I think in some way, like, just take it lighter. Like, you know, I am Latina, I am Hispanic, and just like go on like that. And if somebody doesn't know, if you shouldn't get mad, you can like tell them, say, hey, maybe, you know, this is the map.
Central America is a thing, guys, and not just Mexico.
Honduran is not a made up word. But I don't know, I think just accept it and embrace it.
I think we should like individualize it because people are like prideful in their country. They should be, you know, like, yeah, I'm from here, and then like you guys have like gently camp them into like being more educated and be like, oh, and then have an open mind that other people exist and there's a whole world that we don't know about and different cultures, different people, and yes, but
I think that you're true, because I have, like, some friends have asked me, like, oh, it's that near to France? And I'm like, Latin America.
They think you're from Spain.
Yeah, like, they have asked me, like, are you from, like, near from France? No. Oh, near to the Netherlands? like you said, this is the map. Here's America. Here's Latin America. Here's Colombia. Here's Colombia. So it's nice, like, to show them our culture, to show them where we are, and to show them like a map, you know, because I don't know if that's what I think, like an stereotype that I have created in my mind. Like it's what I have heard, like most of the Americans haven't go out of the country, you know, even of the state. So it will be nice showing them. And it's cool what you mentioned, like showing them, okay, this is Colombia, this is Mexico, this is Honduras, but how I just mentioned, like growing as a community, because most of the international students that are here, we just came to study, to create our life here and our families and our in home country, you know. So creating like that community will make us feel at home.
I know, and it's something that if you're not in the US, you don't experience. Like, if I was still in Honduras, I would not be calling myself Latina or Hispanic, right? So I think that's also like I know that for some people, they might not resonate with that, but I think that it's also something like beautiful that you can say that you're part of this Latino or Latine or Latinx community. But I think it's like, I don't know, I guess this is the only thing that like the US kind of like brings us together within this aspect.
Yeah, like, you realize it when you are here, you know, like, okay, I feel proud of being Latino, I feel proud of showing them who am I, who is my community, because when you are in your country, it's like, okay, I'm just living, I'm just like existing, I'm from Colombia, that's all. But when you came here, it's like, I'm proud of being Colombian. I'm proud of being being part of the Latino community, and I'm proud of showing them who we are.
Like, being in America is a chance to show your country, be proud of it, and in some way, like, you can solve the problems in ways like gently, just this is a chance I can share about my culture and who we are.
And definitely, like, explore another side of you that you didn't even know you had. You're like, oh, yeah. And then I feel like it also makes you, like, appreciate your culture so much more.
Yes.
And then if you weren't, like, if you weren't as involved in your culture or whatever, if you didn't know, like, if you didn't care in your home country, like, this is the time to definitely, like, invest in your education and, like, learn more about your country and be involved in your culture. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you are, that's who you are.
I think what we can really take away from this episode is, like, having this shared community donde podemos expresar, we can express, our individual identities, but also because we're immigrants or because we're living here or we're visiting the US, we can relate to each other and relate how these customs have changed us. And so I think that it's really important that regardless of whatever you take from this episode, if you think we're Latino or Latinas enough or not, I think that we should not, like, categorize ourselves just within letting others categorize us, but rather still embrace that Latino community so that we can, be together in a time where we should all be together. We should be more supportive. We should be more aware of the different cultures that make the U.S. what makes the U.S. so great.
Yes,
I like that.
Well, do you guys want to add anything else?
I think what you should take from this episode is that you are Latina enough, and it's okay if maybe you want to fit that mold or if you want to break that mold, but also be aware that there's different types of mold, that you can make your own mold, and you are Latina enough, and you should be Latina enough in your own eyes, and in the eyes of everybody.
And if you need us to remind you, just come watch Latino Living or follow us on hsja.nsula, where we post cute little videos and we post other, like, stuff so that we remind you that you are Latina too, or Latino, Latine, lo que tú quieras. But yeah. Okay, so thank you guys for coming out. Do you guys want to do the ending with us?
Sure.
Okay, so this was Latino Living,
Un podcast para todos.
Ciao.
Ciao!